Hey guys, happy Monday. It's just a little after 12 o'clock, and I was going to sit outside, and I thought, oh, I'll just throw my jacket on and I'll sit outside, but it's still a little bit chilly. It's shaded on my front porch where I would normally sit. So if my husband's been working on our back patio, and once that's done, then I can go sit in the sun. But for right now, it's a little chilly, so I'm inside. So, all right. So, it's been Thursday was the last time I posted a new story or new chapter, and we ended on something funny that Philip had said to Timothy. Um, I'm just going to read this little bit here. Um, it had rained, and had they gone through something? Oh yeah, they had just gotten the coconuts. He had gotten the coconuts from the coconut tree or from the palm tree, and so that was pretty exciting for both of them because they had something different to eat than just fish and that kind of stuff. So it says Timothy breathed softly beside me. I had now been with him every moment of the day and night for 2 months, but I had not seen him. I remembered that ugly, welted face, but now in my memory it did not seem ugly at all. It seemed only kind and strong, and I asked, Timothy, are you still black? His laughter filled the hut. So it sounds like Philip is learning a little bit of a lesson about how people are really not different. Only their skin color's different. But we're all kind of the same on the inside. We all have our differences, but black people were not scary like his mother had taught him. All right, so we're on chapter 14. One very hot morning in July, we were down on North Beach where Timothy had found a patch of calico scallops not too far from the offshore. It was the hottest day we'd ever had on the Cay, so hot that each breath felt like fire. And for once, the trade wind was not blowing. Nothing on the Cay seemed to be moving. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever been to the beach before, you notice there's always a wind. There's always wind blowing when you're near the ocean. It's just there's just always a wind blowing. So even though it's hot, that breeze always feels so nice on the beach. So it's actually kind of unusual for there not to be any wind blowing off of the ocean onto their Cay. North Beach was a very strange beach anyway. The sand on it felt coarser to my feet. Everything about it felt different. But that really didn't make sense since it was only a mile from South Beach. Timothy explained, "The north is always the bleak beach on any island." But he couldn't say why. He had just brought some calico scallops ashore when we heard the rifle shot. He came quickly to my side, saying, "That be trouble." Trouble? Well, I thought it meant someone had found the Cay. That wasn't trouble. Excited, I asked, "Who's shooting?" "The sea," he said. I laughed at him. "The sea can't shoot a rifle." "A crack like the rifle," he said, worry in his voice. "It can make the shot all right, all right. It be tell us a very bad storm is coming, Philippe. A tempest." I couldn't quite believe that. However, there had been distinctly a crack, like a rifle or a pistol shot. He said anxiously, "The waves do it. Somewhere far off, out beyond the Grenadines, or in that pesky bight of Honduras. A hurricane is spawning, young boss. I feel it." What we heard was a wave passing this little humbug point. I heard him sniffing the air as if he could smell the hurricane coming. Without the wind, there was a breathless silence around our Cay. The sea, he told me, was smooth as green jelly. But already the water was getting cloudy. There were no birds in sight. The sky, he said, had a yellowish cast to it. "Come along, we have much to do. The calico scallop can wait dey own self till after the tempest." We went up to our hill. Now I knew why he had chosen the highest point of land on the cay for our hut. Even so, I thought the waves might tumble over it. The first thing Timothy did was to lash our water keg high on a palm trunk. Next, he took the remaining rope that we had and tied it securely around the same sturdy tree. In case the tempest reached this high, lock your arms over the rope and hang on, Philippe. I realized then why he had used our rope sparingly, why he had made my guideline down to East Beach from vines instead of rope. Every day, I learned of something new that Timothy had done so we could survive. During the afternoon, he told me this was a freak storm, 'cause most did not come until September or October, August sometimes, seldom in July. But this year, the sea be angry with all the death upon it, the war. The storms bred, Timothy said, in the eastern North Atlantic south of the Cape Verde Islands in the fall. But sometimes when they were freak storms and early, they bred much closer in a triangle way off the northeast tip of South America. Once in a great while, in June or July, they sometimes made up not far from Providencia and San Andres, near us. The June ones were only pesky, but the July storms were dangerous. This be a western storm, I be guessing. They outrageous strong when they come, he said. Even Stucat was nervous. He was around my legs whenever I moved. I asked Timothy what we should do to protect him. He laughed. Oh, Stucat, be go up the palm on the lee side if it be getting terrible. Don't worry about Stucat. Yet I could not help worrying. The thought of losing either of them was unbearable. If something bad happened on the cay, I wanted it to happen to all of us. Nothing changed during the afternoon, although it seemed to be getting hotter. Timothy spent a lot of time down at the raft, stripping off everything usable and carrying it back up the hill. He said we might never see it again, or else it might wash up the hill, so it would be impossible to launch. Timothy was not purposely trying to frighten me about the violence of the storm. He was just being honest. He had good reason to be frightened himself. Now, I want you to think a second about the difference between now and back a while back when they first came to the cay. Remember that Philip often said, I feel like he's not telling me the whole truth. Now Timothy is realizing Philip's grown up enough. I'm going to let him know that this is dangerous stuff, and I don't want you to be scared, but I want to be honest with you. So we can see some change even in Philip. In 28, I be on the Hetty Red, south of Antigua, when the tempest hit. The wind was outrageous, and the old schooner break up like chips fallen for the axe. I wash ashore from the sea, so wild no man believe it. No other man from the Hetty Red live, except me. I knew that wild sea from long ago was much on Timothy's mind all afternoon. We had a huge meal late in the day, much bigger than usual, because Timothy said we might not be able to eat for several days. We had fish and coconut meat, and we each drank several cups of coconut milk. Timothy said that the fish might not return to the reef for at least a week. He'd noticed that they'd already gone down to deep water. After we ate, Timothy carefully cleaned his knife, and he put it in the tin box, which he lashed high on the same tree that held our water keg. We be ready, Philippe, he said. And we will stop there. All right, so we have got a big storm, a hurricane coming, and apparently in July, the hurricanes that come are very, very dangerous storms. So we will be on chapter 15. We're on page 106, and there are 137 7 pages in this book. So we've got about 31 more pages to read in the story. So I hope you're enjoying it. All right, I will see, let's see, some of you tomorrow. I talked with 6 of you today, so I'll talk with 6 more of you tomorrow. Get your work done, and I will see you guys later. All right, see ya.